Yo, 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 yo! What's up, what's up? A lot of you guys have been asking me for a Shyvana game. This is one of my main champions for a long time. And I'm a big advocate of playing Shyvana if you are stuck in the mud, in Pislow. This is Turbo Pislow game, plot or something. Played on stream, on a viewer's account. I've done a lot of champion requests for like 10 bucks. You guys want me to play something specific, maybe you drop by for one of those streams where I do some champion requests and shit. But whatever. I'm just clearing on Shyvana, E-start, then you go Q, pretty simple, just right click stuff here, not much to say, learn how to cut your camps. If you don't know how to cut your camps, then what the fuck are you even doing, because kiting was made completely brain dead by Riot Games. So yeah, you don't have to make it super crazy, just play it like that. I wore the red buff because I'm playing versus Rengar. And if he comes for the invade, I can try to go around and go back in his jungle while he's doing this red buff. That's one thing to do. If you end up stealing a camp or two, G, motherfucking G. Probably won the game. So now I know Rengar went for that shitty play because tier start Mazar. Yes, we start tier in League of Legends. Unironically tier. Guys, tier. This item, let's read it. Let's read it together. 18 AP, 90 HP, mana regeneration, potential health regeneration, and attacks deal 5 bonus physical damage to minions, which by the way is a really big deal because of just farming in general, being able to push away fast enough, being able to last hit minions under tower, and so on and so forth. Yeah, instead we get mana. I mean, okay bro, nice. You don't even need Hero Mazar, but that's just besides the point. We kill this piggy Volibear. I wanted my Yone to play that a bit harder. I don't know, for some reason he wasn't stacking his Q to follow up. And now, if Rengar wants to invade me, it's a bit late. I still have my flash. Whatever. Clean up the red buff. I get pickaxe and boots. And as you guys know for a long time now, Spear of Shojin is the Shyvana item because you get a lot of abilities for your E, which I will be maxing. Health for your sustained combat, and a lot of spell damage. For hybrid ratios, you can transition into AP, you can do whatever you want because it gives spell damage. I put a point in W at level 4 by the way, very important. I want you guys to understand why the fuck we max W. Why not put a point in E? Well, let's have a look. So this ability lasts for 7 seconds, you get 10 damage per second, which means 70 damage. But you also get some on hit. This hits 2 damage, it procs every time you use Q. So from this 2 damage, if you are using your Qs, you could get another maybe 20 damage. So it ends up being like 80 to 90 damage that you get for just one skill point. Plus the movement speed, which will help a gank, an early fight, something like that. And it's of course going to speed up your clear and dueling potential. Your E only gives 40 damage, so it's at best like half of that. And of course the cooldown really doesn't matter if you get it from 11 to 10 seconds, 12 to 11 seconds, whatever. Who actually cares? You want to get that W at level 4, very important because you can still max your E by level 9. You can put even 3 points in W, but that's a bit overkill. It's not super necessary. So just do a little full clear. I don't care about the dragon, guys. Okay, I'm playing Shyvana, let's get those dragons. Who cares? I want to get strong, I want to get my farm. The dragon is just a consequence of the game being played out if I get an opportunity. Sometimes, especially if it's, let's say, Ocean Drake, perhaps, maybe, you can cheese it. But it's Chemtech Drake. This dragon offers you nothing. I don't need the tenacity, super early. Although against this team, some tenacity is nice. It's a small amount. And the heal and shield power, well, I don't use that on Shyvana. So it's not a very useful Drake. But my team uses it pretty decent with some heals and shields. So no, it's not the worst if you can get it for free, but you gotta keep in mind that Chemtech Drake also does the most damage, so if enemies contest it, you're gonna drop really low. Anyways, I run across the map and decide to pick up Dragon. Why? Because I have decent control and Rengar was on the top side. And he also probably had to go for a base. So they just give the Dragon, no problem, I go for another full clear. I'm a little bit off my timers here, but these people don't punish mistakes, guys. You're not gonna have this Rengar play picture perfect, get all of his camps on site, and then also be strong enough to contest, let's say, these camps because you're a little bit late on them. No fucking way in hell that is going to happen. Okay? Just play your own game. You're gonna do a great job just existing on Shyvana. And here, very important. Of course, Rengar ganks bot lane, and I had a choice. Do I try to cover this dive, where my Senna is just fucking eating? Like, just look at these children, guys. Like, you're gonna play for these children? Like, look. I could have went bot lane late and been like, maybe I can clean up a triple kill. I flash, I ult. But why? This guy's grabs entire top side. I see a lot of you guys make plays like that. Look at this guy. Just dying on Senna for fun. He gets his flash, doesn't use his fucking abilities, just dies for fun. Well played, man. Ready carry. Rengar farms a wave. Nobody cares. Very important you ult the grabs whenever you can, because you can reset the Q in AoE on the small grabs, and even just hitting 3 at the same time, you constantly reset your Q. Right? I'll show you here a little bit how it works. I don't have the best angle here to hit the grabs when I are over that wall. Either way, yeah, your Q is up, sometimes pretty much instantly or almost instantly. It just resets very quickly. Now I got Nami joining into topside, which is a really good play by her, I'll be real with you, because now we can sit here for a while. Let's look at my runes. I still like Fleet Footwork on Shyvana very much, because this champion wants to stay on the map a lot, farm, and even just getting the movement speed to stick to targets is still really valuable, in my humble opinion, because Shyvana has no CC. Just getting this extra movement speed could allow you to extend your W and keep sitting on top of your target. Because Shyvana's weakness, by the way, is that she has no sustain. So by going Fleet Footwork, I don't say just take it every single game, but especially against the Rengar matchup, you can just do more stuff on the map. You can heal off camps. On a champion that can't. You know, Volibear, Willy, those type of champions, they can heal off camps and get a lot of value, stay on the map, continue to fight. Shyvana can't. So of course, when I'm coming in here, I have my Nami, my Ana is moving, I'm level 8, I know Rengar is 6, I have a close to 7. And it's important to track XP as much as you can and have an idea of when the enemy jungler might level up. My Smite does more damage, Smite at 900, and then they're just griefing, they're trying to fight. What are they gonna do about it? Has RTPs as well, he has ult just in case, attacks a few casters, get the grump, and just blow the game open with plays like this. I could have went bot lane like a headless chicken and maybe I get a triple kill, and it's still not as good as what I just did, taking grabs their entire jungle, killing Rengar, and then the guy is desperate. Look at him. this is the struggle. This is what you're gonna have to play against, man. This is trash can, just fucking trash can. Look at him. I'm level 8 Shyvana with Shujin Darksteel. He's a level 6 kitty cat. Look at him. Meow. And he just dies like a fucking retard. I don't even know why I bothered pressing R, to be fair. I was like, bro, am I getting jumped by 3 people? I was just reading twist shot, chilling a bit. And then it doesn't matter anyway, because I can use the dragon form to quickly farm my entire jungle and still refund it in time. I'm gonna refund it on Krugs and red buff. I'm gonna have it for the dragon. Very, very important tip for Shyvana, guys. If you want to play for dragons, be really careful using your ult. Because let's say I use my ult right now to gank top lane, then I'll not have my ult for dragon. I'm probably gonna lose the Drake without my form, especially if my team is weak. That happens a lot in solo queue, that you use your form, you don't have it for Drake, you lose the Drake that you should have gotten for free. Then you cannot stack the Drakes. And yeah, it's just very efficient to stack Drakes on Shyvana. Why? Because she does them very quickly. It doesn't ruin your tempo, your time in the game to get stronger. A lot of junglers just really struggle with doing Drake, and it might not just be worth it. On Shyvana, you one-shot Drakes, and then of course you also get some free stats. Now, how much is a dragon in terms of damage reduction? 5 armor, 5 MR for Shyvana? Well, it's about like 2 to 3% damage reduction. That's how you should view it. So, imagine you are getting, for dragons, you are getting soul, 20 armor, 20 magic resistance. That will make you roughly 10% tankier. It's just a random estimation. It can depend on a lot of different things, but yeah, think about it. It's like 10% tankiness if you get 4 motherfucking Drakes. 10% tankiness is really huge, guys. So don't think it's just 5 armor, 5 MR. It can be super valuable. And of course, just because you don't get those extra stats doesn't mean you're gonna be weak on Shyvana or something. You can give up the dragons and still have impact in the game. And of course, these guys are just peaceful noobs. They are disrespecting me. And I just want to show you how hard a Shyvana can stomp. How disgusting this champion can be. especially in the low ranks, as I said. And if you apply what I've done this game, look, I'm 10 CS per minute, just devouring the map, never wasting time, never making a mistake, always pushing my lead, always punishing mistakes. This is what you're looking at when you play Shyvana. Here I are on this piggy, and make sure you are careful with your W, because it lasts for 3 seconds. But you can make it up to 7 seconds, of course. If it expires though, you could waste it and lose the extra movement speed and DPS. Of course, when you don't max this ability, it's not that important, and because I have a lot of CDR, I didn't run Jack of all trades, but I have Legend Haste as well. I went Cashback. I think Cashback on Shyvana is pretty decent if you want to play around with it. It's one of the champions that can use this rune pretty well, because you just get a lot of items, a lot of gold generation, similar to Artix. Triple tonic is just something I really like on Shyvana. I can mess around with some Jack of all trades. The skill point is very nice, because every single ability scales with skill points, right? But anyways, look how I play this. I E, I Q, I half HP him, and then I run. I'm trying to cut out the Volibear abilities if possible. Then I get another W, and when I can go back in, another EQ guy is dead. EQ, half HP, EQ again, dead. I'm hitting the Volibear as well, then I get my Q reset because of all the CDR that I'm playing with. I already got 3 points in Q. That makes it 1 second cooldown shorter. It goes from 8 seconds to 7 seconds base, and it's very strong, mainly because you can reset your Q, gives attack speed, a lot of damage. Don't just max W. I'm not using my W for damage that much when it comes to like mid and late game, especially if you transition into AP Shyvana and you're just spitting fire. What you want is your Q cooldown to be as low as possible so that you can right away reset if you hit multiple targets in dragon form. And just for clearing camps, doing whatever objectives, Qmax is also gonna scale better than W. So, as I said, get your second point in W, max E, and the max Q. With triple tonic at level 13, my Q is going to be maxed. The cooldown is gonna be super short. And that's it. Like, these guys just got 1v2 so unbelievably easily. So unbelievably easily. Mercury Trace because they got tons of CC. Now, you can play Soul Shoes on Shyvana. You can play CDR boots. Doesn't really matter that much. The thing is that she still does quite a bit of physical damage, especially if you're maxing Q second and getting to auto-take people. Shojin grants a lot of tankiness, and you'll see other items give a lot of tankiness as well, because my second would be Riftmaker, which gives a lot of HP and healing. So, you can Q a lot on this build. Which means that simply going Ionian might be a bit better than Sork Shoes in some cases, but I like Sork Shoes as well. As I said, you can also go Jack of all trades. The thing is that, if you remember, Spear of Shojin used to give normal haste. Now it only grants basic ability haste, which doesn't count as a stack. So you would have to get a glowing mode for the next item to be able to get that stack that you normally be able to get from Spear of Shojin. Just comes online a bit later. Though it doesn't matter that much. I'll be real with you, it doesn't matter that much. You can still go Jack of all trades on Shyvana. This is just what I experimented with. There are also a couple other runes you can run if you really care, like Transcendence with Water Walking. If you want to force those early fights and objectives, make sure you cheese that dragon. That's about it. I'm just farming to complete my Riftmaker probably, or whatever the fuck I'm doing. Yeah, I end up deciding to build Lichbane. I think Lichbane is fine on Shyvana. After I got buffed, it's pretty cheap. You can proc it a lot with your Q. You have damage amplifications, you have a lot of AP. Of course, make sure to get Dark Seal on Shyvana always. If you don't, you're kind of trolling, because Champion has a lot of AP ratios. It's hard to die if you play the game right. You can play for KDA. And that's it, you just devour them. Like, imagine you are this Shyvana. Like, who cares? Enemy team could be strong right now. My team could be useless minions. They are actually pretty useless anyway. Like, the bot and mid, they are pretty useless. Yone is doing decent, but it's not like super fun or anything like that. And it's not gonna matter, because you are the disgusting dragon 1v5 form. Like, I swear to you guys, if I play in this type of elo, I can get like 100% win it on Shyvana almost, because a lot of games will just look like this, or I'm just a monster, because my agency to farm everything and be stronger than enemy jungler and constantly nuke the enemy jungler, steal his camps, kill him 1v1, because Shyvana has such busted 1v1 potential when you got a bit of a lead on the enemy jungler. If it's a champion without super crazy escapes or tankiness, you woke up in his jungle, you kill him, you snowball. Even if all of your laners are fucked, at least you'll get fed on the enemy jungler. G, motherfucking G. Get a third dragon, Hextech, probably best solo on Shyvana. I mean, you get a perma slow, you get CDR, you get attack speed. I mean, that's just crazy. Yeah, other items you can buy third. I think this would be my core. I don't think I would ever buy something other than Riftmaker. I know the meta was to build Liandry's, and I've always built Riftmaker, even when Liandry's was stronger, to give like 20 more AP in comparison, right? Especially now that Liandry got nerfed, I see no point in not go Riftmaker, because Shyvana scales incredibly well with CDR on her abilities, especially because of her Q and of her E mark. Like, look at my CDR right now. My E mark lasts for 5 seconds, and my E cooldown right now is 5 seconds, so I can have permanent uptime on this because of the CDR, and my Q can reset much easier. And the thing about abilities like Shyvana Q, they get reduced by a flat amount, just like Wukong Q and some other spells, which means that the more CDR you buy, the more disgusting this ability becomes. You can build full CDR, and you'll always guarantee that you reset this 24/7, and even if you are hitting just one target, it will reset super quickly. And you will be able to spam Q, and it does a lot of damage. Even right now, with this hybrid-ish build, 450 damage on the hit. Now, if you compare that to my normal auto attacks, they deal 147, 147 AD. And not only that, it double procs your E mark. Just such a strong ability if you stack CDR. That's why I really don't like Liandry, especially because Shyvana's weakness is that she's not as durable as other so-called juggernauts. But with Fleet Footwork healing and with Riftmaker healing and the HP that you get from this, you can bypass her weakness, which is just durability, really. You can use her strength, which is insane damage, in order to turn that into a lot of healing with Riftmaker. And if I'm playing Liandry, I'm just squishier for no reason. I'm also missing out on distance. Like, look at this. I'm getting 95 AP, 35 AP, 15 haste, 50 HP, 2% damage amp. You really would trade all of those for the Liandry burn passive? Like, the Liandry burn passive is nice if your damage is low, because it's a higher percentage of your overall damage. But Shyvana has so many different damage sources, 3 DPS abilities. You really don't need the Liandry burn. You can buy Liandry later on, depending on the comp. Here, obviously, I will not need it, because they're not high HP targets. I'm just going to buy Leechbait. You can go Cosmic Grab, you can go maybe Bloodletter's Curse, and maybe even some kind of AD Bruiser items, like Thunder Sky, Overlord's Blood Mail, if you want to transition a bit more into AD. I might research this topic deeper and make a Shyvana guide at some point. I mean, it's definitely needed, because this champion has kind of complicated optimization and different routes that I would like to explain. And I'm just a monster. The gameplay is a bit fucking brain dead, guys, so it's about getting to this point and understanding your limits and playing fights slowly, poking enemies and going in and out with your burst damage, as I've done in that fight when I 1v2'd them in top lane. Let's play a little bit slow. Let's look at Leechbane. This also gives haste. Ideally, I would buy haste on every item if I could. 100 AP movement speed. My Q hit is even faster with 50% attack speed. It has 200 damage burst. Like, it's just a solid item for Shyvana. My next item will be, let's have a look, Cosmic Drive. I want to check how much AD Overlord's Blood Mail gives me. I was curious with this type of build, with a few HP items. Because keep in mind that, yeah, even though Shyvana scales pretty well with AP, a lot of AP ratios got nerfed. So, by just buying AD, you are still increasing your E damage. As you can see, the AD ratio is higher than the AP ratio. So getting a high AD item will give you more damage on your E, but also the rest of your kit will deal more damage, except the R, of course. Which also got its AP ratio nerfed, but as you can see, even with this build, which is not super high AP, I'm at 700 damage on this ability. I got my boots upgrade, oh, just at 500 gold, why not? And let's just go back a bit. This is the power of Shyvana. It's just me and Yone. Bro did a lot of damage. Just eat them alive. Pentakiruru. それはクレイジーだ。And don't forget to split push. Shyvana is one of the best split pushers in the game, because she'll just 1v2 you. And she'll delete your towers. Her tower damage is absolutely insane, especially if you end up building a red cap. And of course with the Leech Bane, of course, that's another thing that I didn't mention about the Leech Bane. It's very strong at killing turrets. And look, what can I do? I was a bit patient, I'll kill the Smolder even easier. And yeah, now I went a bit hard, and yeah, I can get bursted by a bunch of CC. It's just because I went hard. Did I have to go hard to be close to dying? Not really, I just have a pretty good idea of the limits of my character here. That's all. But either way, once you have these two items, you can really buy anything. You can buy Iceborne Gauntlet, you can buy Artix Distance, whatever you want to do, whatever you want to transition into AD, AP, you can mix it up a bit. Last item will be in Death Cap. That will be the end of the video, I think. Because they just fucking FF because they could not deal with the motherfucking dragon. G motherfucking G. Don't forget to drop a like, sub, write something funny below, and check out my main channel for guides. Patreon, follow Twitch, join Discord, check out Twitter. I post threads on builds there. Just all the links are in the description. Thank you for watching, guys. Take care. G motherfucking G.